everyone, and welcome to Daily Brightness. We are not doing a Q&A episode this week because we turned our attention to something that is really important to both Millie and I, which is mental health. This is our special World Mental Health Day episode. So what is World Mental Health Day? It takes place every year on the 10th of October, and it's a reminder of the importance of good mental health and the need to prioritise and invest in good mental health. This year's theme is access to services, mental health in catastrophes and emergencies. The theme highlights the importance of people being able to protect their mental health in times of global instability. We wanted to touch on Young Minds Wearing Yellow for their Hello Yellow campaign. And Millie, you are an ambassador of Young Minds. So do you want to touch on a little bit about Young Minds and what they do and also the campaign?
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Young Minds, first and foremost. Unbelievable people, unbelievable charity. And the Hello Yellow campaign, I took part in it last year as well. It's on every single year. And you just wear a piece of clothing item. It could be anything, a bobble. You could wear yellow lipstick for all you want. Whatever it is, just wear something yellow to represent mental health. But it's all about children and young people, and kind of all standing together and showing that no one is ever alone with their mental health. And I think for me, something that I've learned is mental health is not just the bad days, it's the good days as well. And mental health is so important to look after yourself. When things are going good, it's easy to kind of get caught up in the highs and be like, oh, I'm fine. And then all of a sudden you're crashing down. And I think in society these days, there's so many young people and children that suffer with mental health. And I've heard so many comments like, oh, children don't know what mental health is. Like, they're too young to understand mental health. And since having my nephews, they're so in tune. I don't know if you've noticed it with Orson, but they're so in tune with their feelings, so in tune.
Orson is like at nursery, he learns all about how he's feeling and what he's feeling like today.
Yeah, I think they're trying to teach them that a little bit more. So yeah, for anyone out there, that please change your perception when you say that young people and children don't understand mental health, and it doesn't affect them. Like as a kid, what you see is what you learn. So if you're displaying things in front of children, they're going to learn off that, and they're going to, it could affect them. You talk about trauma that happens by later what kids see. Yeah. But the Hello Yellow. So yeah, please get involved. Take part with thousands of schools, communities and companies wearing yellow on this World Mental Health Day. Is to raise money, again, to show young people that they are not alone with their mental health. It's really, really important. And I think now more than ever, the world is a very, very tough place to be for anyone of any age, but especially children and young people growing up. Can they dress like this? Can they look like this? Can I be this? Can I be that? No, am I going to be judged? Do I need to fit in with social media? Am I too skinny? Do people think I'm overweight? Like, there's so much judgment floating around. It is such a hard place to grow up in. So yeah, we want to keep showing that this day is super important. It's important every single day, but the 10th and the Hello Yellow is to highlight the importance of mental health. It's not just that it matters on that day, it matters every single day. And yeah, when I got the opportunity to be an ambassador for him, I actually got to go into the headquarters in London, and I got to witness the people at work and how it goes. And not only do they support the young people, but they support the families as well and direct them to different support systems. And that's the thing with mental health. It's not just that individual, it's the people around that situation as well. And how it can affect everyone, and how you can influence the people that you're near. So it's something that's super close to my heart. The charity is amazing. And although we're not wearing yellow right now, you will be seeing pictures of us on social media wearing something yellow. So please get involved. Tag Daily Brightness, tag Young Minds. We'll tell you where to go after if you want to go and check out their socials and websites. And if you do need anything, please reach out, because yeah, no one is alone.
Ever.
For now, we're going to head to a little break, but when we come back, myself and Rach are going to be talking about mental health from personal experiences, and yeah, just having a little bit of a chat about it and highlighting some of the important things that we've learned along the way and things that can be better in society, really. So we'll be back soon.
Welcome back to the second part of our World Mental Health Day episode. Like Millie said before the break, we are going to discuss a few topics around mental health, around things experiences that we've had, and yeah, just a bit of more of an open chat really about how we feel about mental health. And you've just touched on there about, young minds and the work that you do. And I think it's inspirational to me, the work that you do with them and the work that they do. It's something that, I'm really proud of, take away from football. Like, I'm really proud that that's something that you're a part of. I'm proud of everything you do, but that is one that I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, bestie.
I think over the years, we probably have had really good avoidance strategies. So you and I both would just end up laughing something off or brushing it under the carpet and not acknowledging the fact that we probably were struggling a lot more than we thought we were. And I think because we were fortunate enough to have each other throughout the years, we've kind of just survived and not thrived in some moments, I would say. And I think for me, mental health it's just as important, if not more important, than physical health, because what I think about it is the fact that it's largely invisible and yet debilitating at the same time. Because, if you break your leg, you're on crutches and your leg's in plaster. Everyone's aware of that injury, right? If you're struggling mentally, you and I both know we can hide how we feel. You can mask. How many times have you wore a mask at training? How many times have you wore a mask?
I've been doing it for the last 2 years.
Yeah, and I think that is something that you just learn to live with, and you learn to just cope, and you find methods that help you cope. But
I also think me and you have been in environments where we've had to do that as well, which is, when I look back, it's so wrong. But in certain situations, we've had to. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you go on a football pitch, you can't show any weakness when you step over that white line, or you don't want to let your teammates down, so you don't have a choice. Like, you have to just keep moving.
I've played games where I feel like my world's just crumbling down.
Yeah, there's been days when we don't want to.
In my head, nothing to do with football, whatsoever. But I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders in the past in the game, and I remember it. I remember it visibly, and you've got to show up. Yeah. And I remember coming off the game, going in the change rooms and just absolutely breaking down. Like, I was at breaking point. And
we always text each other, we've had enough, and we've had so many moments where you're the only person I say it to. I'm packing my bags, I'm going abroad, do you want to come with me? We do that often, like, and people don't ever think that. And with us, with our characters as well, I think when you're a really bubbly person, like, we then feel like it's expected of us, like we have to do it, we have to be the jokers in the room, or people expect us to be bubbly every day. And the amount of times me and you have been at our lowest point and so drained, we've still been the life and soul of the room. Like, that is the toughest thing to do, like, ever.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think obviously we can speak on sort of like pressures in sport, right? So what we go through on a daily basis. I think that it's really tough place. We've touched on it before on episodes, but I think being a professional athlete at the top of your game is really difficult.
Yeah.
Because you have performance expectations, the pressure you put on yourself, the pressure you get from the fans, from the media, from your teammates, from coaches.
You're under a microscope, aren't you? You're under a microscope.
100%. And you
24/7.
are deemed as a footballer. You're not a person. You're an asset. You're a number.
You're an object.
You're an object. And I think that in the last few years has been a lot more prevalent, because I feel like we've gone through football in an era where it was always people first.
Yeah.
And now I think the game is growing, which is great. But as it grows and as it becomes more business-like, there are environments that people really struggle in, because you're now largely viewed as an object. You go to a game on a match day and fans don't see you as Millie Bright, the human. They see you as Millie Bright as the Chelsea captain. They see me as Rachel Daly, the Aston Villa captain. And that's where I think we've probably put masks on a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But I think what is really, really important is creating an environment for athletes, not just footballers, for athletes to feel psychological safety. And that is really, really tough in modern day sport. I think people go through it a lot more than what you let on, and B, what you can share. Right? Like, we're very guarded in like what we say and how we act and what we do. And like you said, we've got to have this mask on all the time.
Yeah, there's very much a lack of trust.
It's something that I think I'm quite passionate about, because I think I'm very much the same as you. We're so for the people. So like, I think, right, you walk in the morning to a shop, coffee shop, and you say, morning, how are you? But are people doing that for you every day? And I think for me and for you is if people, we're very much driven off energy, aren't we? So if people aren't giving that energy to us, we're always like, well, what have we done wrong? Why have they not said hello to us? Or, you know, and I think the smallest thing that you do can make somebody's day amazing.
You can make it or break it.
And I've had conversations around this in the last couple of weeks, and the tiniest little thing that someone can do for me could I could wake up and feel so heavy and so like, oh, I can't get through this day. I'm struggling. And then I could go to training, say, and someone brings me a coffee, or somebody texts me and says something nice, or, you know, and it's something that can be so small, but you can change somebody's whole outcome of their day. And I think, but in football and sport and stuff, it's not as easy, is it? You're in a high pressure environment all the time, and the people first mindset sometimes gets lost.
Yeah, I don't think in certain situations it exists. And I think, one, that's why it's hidden. Two, I don't think people always feel it's a safe space enough to say it. And three, it's judgment. Like for me, there's two big things in sport that I've experienced as an athlete. And the first one is becoming more and more of a thing, which I'm finding it harder and harder to deal with and harder to tolerate. For example, I can't remember which game it was. I think it was against you guys. We just finished the game. I had 5 minutes with my family after the game before I had a warning in our text, in our group, the operations lady text, you got to be on the coach by this time. So by this point, I'd got a 10-minute warning. I was still butt naked in the change room, just got out the shower. I'm thinking, shit, I've not even seen my mum and my dad and my gran, and my gran just had a bit of a health scare recently, which no one would know, and nor do I have to publicise that. I don't have to send it out to the world for you to understand why I want to spend 5 minutes with my gran and mum and my dad. This is another thing that really gets to me is, unless we explain everything that's going on in our lives, people don't judge. But I don't have to tell anyone that that's a private situation. But now I feel like I have to say it for people to understand why it rubs me up the wrong way. So by this point, 10-minute warning, butt naked, quickly getting ready. Like by this point, I not even got my protein shake, but I'm thinking, shit, I need to see my mum, my dad and my gran. Like I have to see them. Like I have to. I don't know when the next time I'll see them. I live miles away. It's not possible. So I go out. By the time I get out to the coach, I've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes before I have to be on that bus and we're leaving back to London. And my dad had got loads of stuff in the boot for me. So I'll walk over to his car. Bear in mind, I'd already done the signatures in the stadium. And yes, there's fans outside the coaches. And trust me, me and Rachel are the same. If I could sign every single person's item and I could get a picture with every little girl and boy and everyone that wanted one, I would. I normally spend 45 minutes there, and now we have a new rule where players have 10, 15 minutes with fans, and then we get dragged away because we have to go and do recovery, get our showers, get home, travel back, and then we're training the next day. So anyway, I get to the car, there's loads of people shouting. I put my hand up, I said, sorry guys, like I'm just having 5 minutes with my family. On my way back, bearing in mind, I got massive boxes in my hand, my mum and dad are carrying everything. You can see that I'm with my family. I have this one fan, oh, you're just gonna ignore a 7-year-old like that? So I said, excuse me. I said, don't make me out to be that player. I said, please don't disrespect me like that. I said, I have 5 minutes with my family. 5 minutes. That's it. That's all I get. Like 5 minutes. And you know me better than anyone. I don't take any time with my family for granted. And if me putting my family above any fan is a crime, then
lock me up.
Arrest me now. Arrest me 20 times over. I'll do life. I do not care. Nothing is more important than my family in that moment. And it's just a reminder for people out there, whether you're a fan, whether you watch on TV, whether you're a journalist, like, I don't care who you are, like, please remember that we're humans and we value time with our people. And by me having that 5 minutes with my mum and dad and my gran, that allowed me to go back and be in a great place mentally.
Yeah,
like,
and I think
do you know what I mean?
I think that's what I mean by people first. Like, I think,
but it's becoming more and more of a problem. Like the amount of that's 3 occasions now where I've had abuse from fans for not signing when I've been with family, and I'm like, it's not respected at all. Like, and we always say about stop judging. You don't know what's going on in my life. Like, you don't know what my nan's been through recently and we've been through as a family. Like, you have no idea. Nor do I need to put that on Instagram. Or just a heads up, guys, like if I'm rushing after the game and I'm 5 minutes with my family, like I'm not being disrespectful. Like,
but this is what I mean.
like,
this is what I mean by it being invisible. So in that moment, right? In that moment, you're not Millie Bright, human, spending time with her family, dealing with an awful situation in your family for 5 minutes. You are Millie Bright, the Chelsea captain, and you must do as I say. I'm owed a shirt signing.
And just to have that like hurled across at me, like, are you really going to ignore a 7-year-old like that?
That also, and that's what people need to understand, is that just that statement there will hurt you, because you'll think, not only will you get on that bus irritated by the fact that somebody's tried to take you away from your family in that moment, but secondly, you'll be disappointed that, you know, you've left that fan disappointing, because that's the type of people
and that
we are.
they now think that of me, and you've yelled that for all the other fans to see. And that's why I turned around and I said something, because I said, I'm not ignoring nobody, but my family and my priority in this situation. And that goes on to my next point with journalists, and obviously what we've seen recently, and the awful news about Matt and what everyone's been experiencing. I can't tell you how much my heart hurt seeing the headlines and seeing, like, as journalists, please, please, please stop using people's personal situations as an clickbait article. I don't care if it's your job. You're still a human being. You still have a level of respect and like just common sense that you think that his family want to read headlines of that. Like, we talk about mental health. Do you know what that's doing to them, to that family? Do you know what it's doing to the people that knew Matt? Do you know what that does to kids reading that, whether you knew him or not, seeing that sort of headline and showing what society is like and what happens in the world? Like, I think it's disgusting. I think it's wrong. I think all the journalists that have done it should be embarrassed and should apologise to his family and friends.
That's exactly my point about being in the public eye and being in professional sport. Because when I lost my dad, if that was blasted in the newspapers, I would be beside myself, more so than what I was, more so than ever, because his children go to school. Their friends will see these articles. It will be a talking point. Now, if you're a 13, 14-year-old kid walking down a corridor and someone has something to say, like, think about it, please, because I felt the same as you. Like, it
there's no thought process. And I hate when people say, oh, but you're in the public eye, it's something that you have to deal with. No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
That goes exactly against like everything that we stand for.
Riles me up.
You wouldn't, Joe Bloggs wouldn't have that article in the newspaper. And yeah, I could go on about this for a long, long time, but I think that something so small can make someone, but something so small can absolutely destroy them. And people need to be a lot more mindful of how they treat people.
How about you do an article that's going to make a difference? Do an article that's going to influence people. Like, be a better, you know what? Go to bed that night knowing that you can put your head on your pillow and go to sleep knowing, do you know what? Shit, I've made a difference today. Or you're going to go to bed and think, God, what have I done to his family? Like, what have I put people in? You're not even thinking.
And there's no erasing that. Like, you and I both know, once something's out in the media, it's out in the media.
It's too late. It's disgusting. Honestly, it should be embarrassed.
It destroys lives. Like, facts. Like, we have all been a part of this world where we've lost people through damaged mental health. And it's please think before you speak, think before you do, think before you act, and just think about how you would perceive that behaviour. Or, you know, it's the same as, like I said to you, Mill, in the morning. If I say, morning, Mill, like, how are you? Like, have you had a good day? Like, tell me, you know, did you sleep well? Like, something like that engages you, and it instantly makes you feel better. If I just went, or I didn't make a point to say good morning, or I didn't say, are you okay? Like, it's something so small. And it goes on to my point of how we as people support each other and our friends and our family and our teammates if they're going through tough times. Number one thing for me, right, is one, be kind. Because that is something that
costs nothing.
It costs nothing to just be kind.
And if you're not going to be kind, don't expect everyone else to be kind to you. Like, it can't be double standards.
And that's my number one thing is just kindness. Like,
no judging. Stop judging.
It's a free tool to make somebody feel so much better. Check-in is another one of mine. Like, why we do our podcast and we check in with each other, because it's important. Because I know for a fact, if I've not spoken to you for a week, say I didn't speak to you since the previous podcast episode, you would be able to know straight away by asking me how I am, even if I'm saying, oh, I'm all right, Mill. You'd know straight away that something's wrong, and you'll pick up these traits of people when you do check in, when you do ask them how they are, because again, it's invisible. We could do it with a smile on our face. I could be struggling with everything going on right now, but you would never know. You've been through a hell of a lot, and this summer was a really hard, I know you won't mind me saying, but it was a hell of a tough time for you, but you showed up every single day with a smile on your face and got through it. But again, we're just coping. And I think that that's where it needs to be. The awareness needs to be raised on that. There needs to be support systems. You need to have people. You need to listen to people. You need to encourage people to
just pay attention as well. Like,
exactly.
Pay attention to people, body language, like tone, like, and for me, like going off your point, by checking in, you'll start to learn, like, do you really know your friends? Do you really know? Because I can count on one hand, this is bad, one hand, how many people actually genuinely know me as a person and would be able to check in and notice if something was wrong. In fact, I dare say there's maybe less than 5 that would check in with me before something's wrong. Now, I know a lot of the people, but
that to me it's really sad, because I think as well as people that we are the type of people that will say, oh, you seem quiet today, are you okay? And that there alone, if somebody did that to me on a day that I was feeling quiet or feeling down, I'm like, you've acknowledged me today. You're looking at me and you're seeing me.
Yeah.
And you're aware that something might slightly be off. I do think as you get older, you really start to realise like who's in your circle.
Your circle gets smaller and smaller. And if you're currently experiencing, mine's you. No, if you're out there and as you're getting older, you find that your circle's getting smaller and smaller, please don't think that it's abnormal, because it is completely normal. And I think it's, you know what, you start to prioritize where you put your energy, who you put your energy into, and not because, and you know what, that's something for me that I've really had to learn, and I felt super guilty, but I had to start taking my time away from people that were being detrimental to my mental health and my life. And I had to start putting more into the people that were influencing me in a good way. And for ages, I felt guilt. And I was telling my counsellor that I'm really struggling with this feeling of guilt. Like, I don't think I've got enough time for everyone. She says, did I have a positive influence on your life? I was like, well, actually, no, they made me really sad on this or that. And I had to really start protecting my energy and protecting me. And it is okay to be selfish when it comes to your health. Like, it is so okay to do that. But I think off of that, it's probably good for us to say how we actually cope. Like, me and Rach have spoke before about journaling. For me, journaling is the biggest tool for me and the best tool. I know we're the same. We feel guilty when we put our problems on people or we offload on people, because then we feel like I'm passing my shit to Rach, and I'm like, well, that's not fair. She's got her own shit. So journaling for me is a way for me to get it all out, process it as well, and not be emotional, or be emotional while I'm doing it. And then I don't feel like I've put it on anyone. So for me, journaling is like a massive way. And I think it's super important for you all to find what works for you. But
yeah, because what works for me doesn't work for you. Like, it's not one size fits all. And I think, journaling is a tool that we've both used. And I think it's a great way to get your thoughts and your feelings down, again, not put it on people.
Yeah.
But I've said this before. I've said it to you, but I think I've touched on it on the podcast before. I do like DIY, or I do stuff around the house, and
I clean.
Like, it just it calms my mind. It just like grounds me a little bit and gives me like that moment of quiet. Or I like to go for a dog walk, and it's like things that you have learned yourself over the years that keep you calm and keep you calm, but get your energy back up again, like you fill up the batteries. But anyway, I think we could talk about this for a long time, because it's a topic that I think we both really,
But everyone just do better, be better, checking on your people.
Like, first, always.
Yeah, and please be mindful if you're out there and you're a journalist or you're a fan or you're supporting someone that is in the spotlight, just remember that they do have hearts and they do have feelings and they do have emotions and they do have responsibilities and they do have families, and they are okay to say, I need time with families or whatever it is. Or do you know what? If they didn't sign something on that one particular day, maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they were emotional. Maybe they were sad. Maybe they didn't want to be sad in front of people. So just please zoom out, look past yourselves, think of the bigger picture.
This is what I do when I feel like I'm a bit...
Rachel doodles. And if you've not noticed, she's actually been doing this on every single episode. And
I have about 50 sheets of these that I just do random stuff on, but it helps me. It keeps my mind calm.
Exactly. That's fine.
But anyway, we could talk about this for a long, long time. So, Millie, over to you.
Yeah, just wanted to shout out to Young Minds again. Please head over to their Instagram, Young Minds. You can also go over to their website, www.youngminds.org.uk. And yeah, if you need anything, please keep speaking up to anyone out there. And yeah, we're always here for you. Daily Brightness, we love you all. And yeah, thank you for checking in. We hope you enjoyed this episode on mental health. Look after yourself in the good times just as much as the bad times. Mental health is not an occasion, it's an everyday part of our lives. So thank you for listening, and we will see you very, very soon. Love you all.
Take care, everyone.